I know of a place where you never get harmed, a magical place with magical charm. Indoors, indoors, indoors. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you with a little SpongeBob SquarePants today. But this is an Earth 2 update video. Thank you guys so much for the support with the comments and the smashing that like button. If you could do that, that'd be fantastic. Patreon as well. Referral code down below. It means the world when you guys use that. Is buying in Bangladesh a smart buy? So I did a little bit of research on this last night, and right now there is 163 million people as of the last census report living there, and has ports in the Bay of Bengal, which leads right into the Indian Ocean. So it has ports. It has a lot of ways that you could travel there. Again, we're going to have portals inside the game, but in case that you don't want to use the portals and you want to see what other people build as far as rides or transportation, they'll have lots of them. And has India as a trading partner, lots of people, but it is kind of a small country. I don't believe that there's a right or wrong answer there, because this does have, even though there's a lot of people, it has slightly less GDP per capita than India, which has much less than Brazil, which is, again, not a ton. So not a ton of money goes through there. But again, I don't think there's a wrong or right answer. I just think that one decision to buy or not to buy is more right than the other. Where I think both will make you money. I just think one will make more. I'm not sure which one will. Like if you decide, okay, should I buy in Bangladesh or should I buy in India? Me personally, I would buy in India or somewhere else. But if you buy in Bangladesh, you'll probably make money just from tax revenue and ad revenue. You'll make money, just we're not sure where. Again, just my opinion. Why does why does the homepage of E2 look like genitalia? Okay, Ty. This one is from a good friend Ty. As when you see like the Earth and the other Earth are kind of connected. I think that's just supposed to represent mitosis. That is supposed to just be okay. Here's one, and we're about to split and make another one. So that's something that happens in science all the time. I think they're using science as a base to try to bring people together. You mentioned leaving your other businesses for this game. What would it take for you to leave this game for something else? It's not really that I would leave my other businesses. I would just work from home, and I just wouldn't put as much effort into them, whether they get self-sustaining or if, again, if this YouTube channel blows up and, if let's say tons of people use my referral code and I get a bunch of Patreon members and I don't have to kill myself working 80 hours a week at those other places, then yeah, I would do this more. I've already cut down a little bit just because humans should not work that much, and I got very run down. So I've already done that. This game has already afforded me the opportunity to be able to do that. Thanks, guys, for helping me make partner with YouTube. What would it take for me to leave this game? I think when it becomes not fun anymore. I mean, right now it's fun. I'm upset that I can't, watch other people's content as much as I used to. But the fact that other people enjoy what I do and other people, it helps other people not only understand more about the game but make money and maybe make people laugh. I don't know. It's just, I don't think I would leave this game unless, yeah, even if I hit lotto, I'd still do this. It's fun. Will I be able to sell clothes? Will there be limitations on what I can sell? And will they not allow certain designs? Okay, so yes, selling clothes or anything to accessorize your avatar. It doesn't have to be clothes. It could be canes. It could be, we'll say weaponry. I guess it could. It could be holsters. Like, okay, you have to, if you have a bow and arrow, and that's your weapon of choice for Warring Worlds, you need a quiver for your arrows. Maybe you get multiple quivers because your avatar is ambidextrous. I can be like, then whoop. I don't know if your avatar could be like Machamp in Pokemon, where it has 4 arms. That'd be amazing because you could have 2 bows and 2 arms simultaneously. Get it? That would be insane. That would be awesome. But yeah, you can sell clothes there, no problem. Anything to accessorize. Limitations on what you can sell. I guess the only limitation would be what you can imagine. But again, just because you can imagine it doesn't mean people will buy it. But sometimes you'll say like, okay, I have absolutely thought of everything, and then someone says like, hey, could you make this? And then you'd be like, I didn't think of that. Yeah. So again, the only limitations is you're in other people's imaginations and maybe just what people will buy. Um, and the other question was, oh my god, where is it? Oh yeah, will they not allow certain designs? I think this is something that they probably should allow you to do whatever it is that you want. That's what the free market is. But they probably won't, just because, again, they don't want to get sued. They want to keep it probably PG-13, maybe slight R. But but to have again, if you're going to have hate symbols thrown in there, that's probably not going to be something that they want. Uh, you could make the argument, well, what is a hate symbol? That I can go deep down the rabbit hole. I think they'll just have, in history specifically, what hate symbols are. You're gonna have you might have some actual fights with that could cause some strife. So I'll keep you guys posted. I know you said you didn't, but would you sell your house to invest in this game? Um, if I had a house, would I sell it to invest in this? No. The max of what I would do is if I had no money anywhere else, is let's say my house was worth $400,000 and I had $200,000 equity into it, meaning that I had 200 grand paid off and I only owed 200 grand on the house. A lot of times, what people can do to make it simple, let's say a bank will loan you 50% of how much equity you have in the house. So if I have $200,000 of equity, then they'll loan me up to $100,000. Would I use all of that in this game? Maybe not all of it, but maybe half of it. So yeah, if I had 200 grand worth of equity, I would use 25% of it. Yeah, 50,000. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Again, that's just what I would do. I'm not telling people to do that because again, there is inherent risk in any investment at all. Someone mentioned the other day, why would you do this if there's no risk? Not that there's no risk. Everything has risk. Doesn't matter what it is. There's some things that are less risky than others. Bonds for U.S. There is very little risk in U.S. bonds, but they do not grow a lot. There's very little risk in gold. But again, you have to decide just what amount of risk you're willing to take. Generally, the younger you are, the higher risk tolerance you have, meaning that, yeah, you can take on more risk than someone that's older. Um, 3 tiles in Vegas. I have 3 tiles in Vegas outside of Trump International Hotel. And should I sell and get more tiles elsewhere, or should I keep and hope for ad revenue? Same thing as the one who asked me to buy in Bangladesh. Again, there's no wrong answer here. Again, most buildings will probably be wiped, like Trump Tower in Phase 2, but because it's Vegas, you're going to have people build there, recreate a lot of things. Vegas is a fantastic place. I love it. I love it so much. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but I can't wait to go back. Anyone who lives in Vegas, message me and help me out. Everyone tell your favorite Vegas story in the comments below. But if you decide to sell there, which let's $40 a tile, let's say you sell it at $30 a tile, it's $90, and you buy $90 worth of tile somewhere else, yeah, that could make you money as well. I don't know which one will make more. It's anyone's guess. Short term, probably selling and buying somewhere else, like let's say Canada. I don't have tiles in Canada, but long term, if people are going to want to walk that strip, that Vegas strip, see what people build there, and long term, you might get a lot more ad revenue for those 3 tiles because that's probably going to be such a populated area. But again, if you can get 100 tiles somewhere else, who knows? Coin flip. Will E2 keep underwater lakes and cities in the sky? Okay, so for those of you that don't know, underwater lakes is like, okay, you have a lake, and then you have the bottom of the lake, but then there's some type of way where you can get underneath that bottom. It's like a false bottom. If anyone has a drawer that you pull open, if someone's robbing you, there's nothing here. But you press on it, there's a false bottom. Oh, that's where you have passport, other weapons, whatever. What they'll have is So it's the same thing with the underwater lake. If they're gonna have a 1-to-1 scale of Earth, I'm sure it's gonna have little surprises and Easter eggs like that. That'd be fantastic. I would love that. I would love to be able to, when we're able to have a submarine or whatever we want, to go deeper than no man has gone before. Jokes. No, in the ocean to see what's down there. Like, I hope they have some certain things like monsters or Godzilla in there. I really hope they do. Cities in the sky. I guess that would be similar to um, Kame's house, Kame and Mr. Popo's house in Dragon Ball Z, or it could be Atlas from Ruby RWBY. Yeah, if you can build it, I'm sure. Now Kami's house was based on like a pole and then large base up here, but no, Atlas was just a giant city in the sky. You could probably have that if it's built on, let's say, if you could have, let's say, something that's built and then you have something like that. Underwater lakes, yes. Cities in the sky, yeah. I'm gonna say yeah for all those. How can we sustain mega cities and prevent chaos? Okay, I'm sorry, but for the E2 thing, whether we're gonna have cities in the sky, if you can do anything, you could place magnets down below and super magnets up top, and then the city could float. You might not even need the build. Yeah, that'd be really cool. How can we sustain megacities and prevent chaos? So I'm not 100% sure what they mean, but if you want megacities from getting out of control, at some point I would say like and I don't have too much experience with megacities outside of like the Silent Hunter project and Alpha Kingdom, which they didn't call it megacities. Now it's like, oh, buy here and create a megacity, and I don't know too much about them. I haven't seen, obviously nothing's been created yet, so I'll report more on that as I go. But how do we stop them from getting too big? I don't think you can. If people join and they want to buy and have the biggest mega city of tens or hundreds of thousands of tiles, yeah, I don't think you can stop them. Let's see what we got here as far as how do we prevent chaos. I'm not sure what chaos would mean. I mean, like Wild Wild West, like there's so much going on, you can't stop. Like even the developers, I don't know if they could stop it. Like if you're in some place like let's say Tortuga from Pirates of the Caribbean, where the law doesn't exist over there. Maybe you have secret pockets in this game that just, oh hey, you know what? Let's all just be really chill and let's not tell anyone what we're doing. Yeah, that's very possible. How to prevent that? I don't know. I mean, you'd have people reporting it. Maybe they'll pay people. Hey, go around, make sure nothing fishy's going on. If there is, report it. I I hope there wouldn't be something like that. But again, if people want to feel safe spaces, I get it. I don't know. How okay? Kipo Brooks says E2 was featured in a newspaper on 21 January. We did it, pants. We did it, gents. We did it, boys. I said boys just because like 97% of viewers are boys, except for some of my super fans over there. Hey guys. Um, yeah, that'd be fantastic. If this starts getting traction, and again, it's in the Netherlands, which is great. Not a huge country, and not all over. It might just be in one part of the Netherlands. I think this type of thing will happen more and more. Not really with newspapers, mostly online. Why is Lithuania going down? I don't know 100%, but sometimes, again, people just they cross trade from one account to the other, they go really high, and then Lithuania goes up, and then after a while it consolidates, and it just goes down to where it's supposed to be. Or at some point, let's say people are just buying naturally. They buy every day, every hour. And then for whatever reason, maybe there's not a lot of tiles left, or just people aren't buying, whatever the reason. Maybe just because of people not buying, or not buying as much as they used to, Lithuania goes from here, and it just starts going down slowly. That can just happen as well. Again, not everything, every investment you make, it doesn't always go up 100% every single day. It just, there has dips and valleys. So if it goes down short term, it goes down short term. How come no famous person has done a video on this yet, when you could have Jake or Logan Paul or Gary Vee with how much money they could make with their user base? So I've said before, I've said again, like if I tell people about this, what I would do is I'd say, okay, the growth or the unrealized gains that you can get, the potential. There's a lot of risk with this. Again, even still, even though I believe 100% this game is going to work out. That's why I'm investing so much money and time into this. But even so, like, let's say some people make, if they get a large account, like let's say Logan Paul has just 20 million followers, or Gary Vaynerchuk. Let's say they have that, and some of their, even 1% of their followers go and they use their referral code on something. Maybe they make an extra $1,000 a day. Maybe if they continuously do videos on it, but that takes a lot of time. And for these people, $1,000 a day, it's really not that much. Like some people do not, some people when they're worth a lot of money, like a lot of money to some of us is like, oh, it's an extra couple $100s a month. That really helps me out. That helps me buy food. That helps me buy my car insurance. That helps me with other things. Even helps with rent a little bit. But to other people, that is nothing. Other people will not get out of bed unless it's for like 5 figures. I mean, again, Logan Paul in a 30-second ad on one of his YouTube videos can make $30,000. Why does he need an extra $1,000 a day? That's nothing to him. So you have to understand, like, expensive is subjective, and things that are expensive or cheap that's just relative. Ooh, a kitty made a crash. So that might be why. Maybe they found out about it and they're just like, well, it's not going to make me a lot of money. Why I think Gary Vee doesn't know about it yet is just because he's always focused on attention. And if he realized how much attention and potential this has, he might be interested a little bit. Or maybe just keeping it under wraps for now. Maybe he's slowly buying all these places. We didn't know, because I was tweeting at him forever to get into Pokemon cards. And then eventually he says in one of his sports videos, oh yeah, by the way, guys, for those of you saying like, hey, you should really get into Pokemon, on all my sports cards videos, then he shows a first edition PSA 10 Charizard, like, we've been here. And I'm just like, oh. So there's a potential that he's just researching and buying and doing whatever before he, tells the world. He's done that before. In phase 2, as I sell my resources to other places, can I get real money? Yeah, absolutely. What you do is you sell to people, and then they give you the credits or Earth tokens, whatever they have at that time. And then you take those credits and you can transfer them out to your bank account. Right now, it's a little bit of a convoluted process, but in the future, it could just be Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle. It might even be Coinbase, any other thing that you could imagine. They'll do that in the next couple of months. Is there any info on building mechanics? And can this be bad for the game if it's too complicated and people can't build what they want? We don't know what they'll be like. What we do know is that the developers said that you don't need to know how to code to do it. Although it is relatively easy if you want to try to learn. That's one of the very few things that I learned when I was trying to code. And then could it be like Minecraft? Maybe. I hope it's that simple. Again, the physics, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Can it be bad for the game if too complicated? Yes. If it is something where it's just like, oh man, like I don't understand how to do this, and it gets people frustrated, yeah, some people could leave. I think that will be mitigated by YouTubers like myself making a how-to video saying like, okay, if let's say you want to build a house, this is how you build. You build a base, you do this, and you can do it step by step. Make a long how-to video on it. That's what I believe can happen. Guys, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Patreon and referral code down below in the description. I love you all. Class dismissed. Meow, meow.